is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
We're in trances, going all to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed, you like that, you like to drive, get down.
What is going on, y'all? I like that beat. Isn't there this little beat? I love it. It's very enjoyable. Gets me pumped in the morning. I left my coffee in the kitchen. That's all right. No worries. Grand rising to you, Michaela. How you doing, Queen? Thank you for joining. Y'all, do me a favor. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already as you gather your seats in. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Pyro Media Network or to Kwame Speaks Official, and share so you can bring people on in. All right? Praise God. We love it. And also, if you haven't done so already, if you're not getting notifications for Pyro Media Network from YouTube, you can go ahead and text Blaze to 833-793-2423, and you'll get notifications when we go live or when we upload to Pyro Media Network. All right? Praise God. All right. Yes. All right. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm having a great week. I was a little tired yesterday, but it's a great week. Hold on. We'll run some commercials and go get it. Grand rising to you, Dr. Hall. It's okay. I have water here. I have my lemon water here, so it's totally fine. No worries. I can always warm it up and have it a little later. Your angle on the camera is bad. Is it really? There's like a... Oh! My camera cover was off. Thank you, Michaela. Good looking out. I wasn't even paying attention to all that. But yeah, it's... I have a little camera cover on my laptop, so I did not remove it all the way. But anyway, how you guys doing on today? We got a lot to talk about today. So let's go ahead and get into some things. Here. First up, what we're meditating on. I try to be a logical person. Like, I think for the most part, how I navigate things, it's like, does this make sense? And so a lot of things that I see, experience or whatever, I try to make it make sense in my head. If it doesn't make sense, then I get frustrated. I know that that's how I learn. Like, if I have to do something over and over again until I get it right or until I understand it. So like, I'm more of a person that learns by doing. Instead of being told. And so like, I could read something, but I have to actually do it. So like, if I get instructions on something, I have to physically do that instruction or do the directions on it. And then I will feel like I learn it. So for me, if I don't experience something or if I don't go through, like, I feel like we're in an age right now where things are just not making sense. People, and I think God is showing me, because I have to deal with multiple personalities, different personalities on a daily basis, right? And the way it's kind of like when you have kids, for those who are parents, you have to navigate, or even educators, when you have students, different types of students. Obviously, you don't treat the students all the same, right? Everybody's different. And that's kind of how I navigate my staff and how I navigate my, not to say that I give one staff member better treatment than the other. It's more of like, okay, I understand that this person operates a certain way or learns a certain way, so I have to navigate certain things a certain way. And I have realized that there's just certain things. I know for those who live in metropolitan areas like New York, and use public transportation, or even go to areas that have a high population of people who are unhoused. I know that sometimes you come across people who may not be. I'm out of this. I'm out of. Well, actually, I think I have a. Yep. Look at God. Won't He do it? Back up. Um. I know that people have a when they see people, especially people who are not all the way there. You operate a different way, and I think for me. And by the way, I'm using the advanced nail of Radiance Dual Essence. It's kind of similar to this one. It just has one side is like one side is niacinamide and the like a pack full of niacinamide, and the other side is um, the actual essence. So I really like this one when I really want extra hydration for that day. Um, but anyway, uh, I I have to realize that not everyone is all the way there. So, and I think I go into situations expecting, and there's that word again, like expectation. My therapist was telling me that uh, a few weeks ago. So you have to stop expecting certain things, or expecting you from other people. You can't navigate. People have grown or learned um, in different ways. People have navigated the world in different ways, um, and so you can't expect yourself in other people, and so that comes with grace, right? And that doesn't mean that you're better than anybody. That doesn't mean that your experiences are no more important than others. It just means that how I operate may not be the way Michaela operates. The way Michaela operates may not be the way Dr. Holt operates. The way Dr. Holt operates may not be the way Cupcake operates. But I can still get along with you, and I can still navigate our personalities that way. And I think um, it has this year actually has taught me that you can't you can't when you come across resistance, you can't navigate in a way where you are forcing yourself to try to make it make sense. You can't make sense out of nonsense, right? And so when you start to see, like, I know when I was in New York and I lived and I would go and kind of go from one borough to another, and I would use the subways or even on the buses. Public transportation was just kind of the way to go. I'm using niacinamide serum. I'm starting my serums now. Um, and public transportation was just it. That's just what you did. If you guys notice my technique and what I'm doing, I'm pressing into my skin, so that way it pushes I want the serums to have the best chance possible to pull in to my skin. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I think people just kind of rub, and I do it sometimes just kind of out of habit, but I think pushing it into your skin and patting it into your skin really helps. Next, I'm going with the vitamin C super serum. Um, but when I would go into public transportation, we would see people who are not all the way there. You see it, like you can feel it, you can see it, or your discernment says, "Hey, you need to move away from the seat. You need to move to the other side of the bus or the other side of the train, or leave that train car or whatever. Get off at the next stop. Whatever you need to do." Um, I think people don't do that in real life because they assume that people are just there. So when people go into a space of they don't want to let things go, or they want to bait you into drama, you have to kind of like, does this make sense for me to kind of continue to entertain? And then you have to also look at those who are perpetuating the situation. Are they just talking to you because they want to see the drama continue? How do you handle it? Because a lot of times, like, well, look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. That's fine and dandy. Yeah, they can be, doing whatever. But if it's not physically harming you, or it's not in your physical space, and you're not being threatened, then does it really matter what they're doing? Like, it's not going to matter. So, I think this season has taught me that people are just not going to be, um, they're not going to want to, heal. And that's okay. And it doesn't have to make sense to you. That's their journey that they have to do with God. What you can do is make decisions for yourself to navigate certain things, um, and how you navigate life to protect your peace and your joy and all of that jazz. So Make it make sense for you, not for others. That's all I got. Now, let's get into some mess. This government, hot mess express. Make this make sense, okay? So, good old Joe, Uncle Joe, for some of y'all. Uncle Joe is the Republican House representatives are trying to institute a impeachment hearings, or at least they started. McCarthy and his sign list behind went into a hearing, or went to enact or ask for an investigation to start impeachment hearings. Now, there were some IRS whistleblowers that released documents, like hundreds and hundreds of documents, regarding Hunter Biden and the alleged criminal proceedings that he has and what he's dealing with or whatever. And in these documents, there was a text message, a WhatsApp text message that stated something along the lines of, that some of the Republicans, specifically the person I'm about to show you, stating that, oh, well, he is, this is evidence that Joe Biden utilized his political influence to kind of create some type of, favoritism or create deals and enrich the Biden family. Take a look at this mess.
Republican Committee Chair Jason Smith of Missouri pointed to a June 6, 2017 WhatsApp message in which Hunter Biden wrote to a business associate that he was not willing to, quote, sign over my family's brand. Smith cited the message as, quote, evidence of corruption and misconduct. NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Ryan Nobles followed up on that, seeking clarification and explanation about the timing of that message, leading to this exchange with the Republican congressman.
Listen to this.
And then the WhatsApp message you have, I believe, is dated June 6, 2017. Joe Biden is not vice president or even a candidate for president at that time. So where is the direct connection to some sort of criminal malfeasance within these two pieces of evidence?
Well, I think the facts speak for themselves. There's over 700 pages of examples of where people should be very concerned.
Can you explain the timing then of the August 6th WhatsApp message? Why is that evidence of some wrongdoing?
I'm not an expert on the timeline. I would love to have President Biden and his family to tell us about all the timelines, because it's really, really unfortunate that we see so many meetings and so many phone calls that involved around official activity that the vice president has been participating in, and then big sums of money follows later.
But if he's not the president or the vice president at that time, where's the wrongdoing? He wasn't even a candidate for president at that time.
He was a candidate.
In August 6th of 2017?
Apparently, what source are you with?
I'm with NBC.
So apparently you'll never believe us.
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm asking you a very direct question. You presented a piece of evidence that you say came on August 6, 2017, that demonstrates that Joe Biden was using political influence to help his son. If he wasn't a political figure at that time, the first WhatsApp message you put up, where you talk about the brand, and I'm completely open-minded about this. I'm asking you specifically, how does that demonstrate that there's some sort of political influence being put over him if at that time he's not an elected official?
I'm definitely not going to pinpoint one item. I think we've outlined.
You presented it. It was your first thing that you brought up.
So apparently you don't agree with it. So
it's not that I don't agree with it. I'm asking you to explain it.
I'll take the next question.
See, girl, you can't handle the heat. This is what the problem is. You guys, what the right and the Republicans do. They sit there and they throw out mess. Exactly. Go somewhere and sit your ass down. Y'all definitely grasping at it here because these judges are telling Trump to kiss their ass. Exactly, Dr. O. This is wrong. It doesn't make any sense. And let me explain something to you about real journalism. See, they're used to people who, like Fox News, are going to sit there and cowtail them. You know what I'm saying? That we're going to sit there and kiss their behinds and just be like, we're going to believe whatever you say, or we're going to try to spin it to make things feel good. Like, for example, what happened with Lauren Boebert, the right just made that, they tried to spin that, honey. She was caught on camera. You can't, but this is what happens when people get caught on camera, when they say stuff, it's like, oh, well, that's not what he meant, or it's alternative facts and all these different things. And so we live in a land of real. We live in a land of reality, and this is what the problem is. And this is the conversation. And let me say something else too. Journalists, real journalists, are not about opinions. At least they're not supposed to be. He asked a legitimate question to clarify what, and that was an opportunity for him to kind of be like, hey, and try to actually spin it. But he can't spin it because he was caught. Because you thought you were doing something with your little text message that you got in there. It didn't make any sense. You didn't do your fact checking. So whoever was helping you needs to be fired. You need to probably be fired too, girl, because you don't know what the hell you're doing. How do you go in and you say he used his political influence and this is my text message that I got? Good morning, Inspired. Thank you for joining. How do you have you got to get the Republicans out the house and say, I mean, seriously though, but that's a whole nother conversation, Dr. O. How do you go and say, oh, this is why this happened, because, or this is why Joe Biden was using his political influence during a time, and using his presidential influence during a time that he was not even a presidential candidate. He wasn't a candidate. He wasn't a president. He wasn't a vice president. He had no power on that level at that time. And you're saying that he used based off of this text message, that was evidence of him. And then he told you the timing. He said, "Can you clarify? Because I want to know he wasn't. How is this? How was there any wrongdoing on that?" What you could have said was, maybe what you could have said if I was advising you, which I won't because you're stupid. But if I was advising you, what you could have said was, well, he still was in the Senate, or he still had some type of political influence because he was in, it may not have been presidential influence, but he used his power that he had being in government for influence. But then you could say that with literally everybody. Democrats and Republicans. You could say that about yourself. Your family, sir, Congressman, is getting political influence and favoritism because you are in the Senate or you are in Congress. So what you did was you built an argument out of nothing and made no sense. So make it make sense, sir. Anywho, here we go. Now, y'all know how I feel about Taylor Swift. I'm not a fan because, she stole Michael Jackson's things. He stole Beyonce's things. And I just feel like she came in and before, especially with the whole Kanye and Kim Kardashian situation, which I now believe that Kanye had some mess to do with it. Even that was like very white feminist type situations. And so I've always stayed clear of Taylor Swift. I've always, had a weirdness about her. However, recently, she had the documentary, which I'm going to watch this weekend on Netflix. And I'm going to watch it. I'm going to talk about it probably on either next Tuesday or on Pyro Power Hour on Monday. But I'm going to watch this documentary and I'm going to figure out what's going on with her, because she's never gotten into anything political, and she's probably one of the biggest pop stars known right now in the world. She's probably the Beyonce equivalent for the Caucasians. Okay. Well, I don't think there's a Beyonce equivalent. To be quite honest with you, when it comes to today's girls, because the whites and the blacks love Beyonce, so it is what it is. But my point is that Taylor Swift recently, at least people are talking about it now, recently has come out and said that she should have, just like a lot of other white people and a lot of other Caucasians have said, that they should have said something or did something or spoke out against Trump several years ago. So now this is a clip from her documentary that is going around TikTok, that is going around social media, and people are like, well, rallying around Taylor Swift, and becoming Swifties. Now, I don't know if I'm going to consider myself a Swiftie, but let me say this: if you don't like Donald Trump, I like you. That's where I'm at with it. But take a look, and you tell me how you feel about it.
We've not got involved with politics or religion.
Yeah, but this is on the home front. And also, back in the presidential election, I was in such a horrendous place that I wasn't going to pop my head out of the sand for anything.
Why would you? I mean, does Bob Hope do it? Does Bing Crosby do it? Does Mick Jagger do it?
Hell? Come on.
No, what I'm saying right now is
Bob Hope and
First
Bing
of all,
Crosby.
these aren't your dad's celebrities, and these aren't your dad's Republicans.
Imagine if we came to you and said, hey, we've got this idea that we could halve the number of people that come to you next tour.
And the other thing, just from a security
So you
standpoint,
think people-
Taylor Swift comes out against Trump.
I don't care if they write that. I'm sad that I didn't 2 years ago, but I can't change that. I'm saying right now that this is something that I know is right, and you guys, I need to be on the right side of history. And if he doesn't win, then at least I tried.
Taylor, here's the problem.
I just want to read you what I wrote, and I'm going to try to start. I just really want you to know that this is important to me.
I
and this
totally
is something that,
agree with the issue. But
have
let
you
me explain
heard
to you.
first? Have you just heard?
Yes, I've read the entire thing. And the bottom line right now, I'm terrified. I'm the guy that went out and bought armored cars.
I worry for her safety as much as anybody does, maybe more.
It really is a big deal. She votes against fair pay for women. She votes against the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act, which is just basically protecting us from domestic abuse and stalking. She thinks that if you're a gay couple, or even if you look like a gay couple, you should be allowed to be kicked out of a restaurant. It's really basic human rights, and it's right and wrong at this point. And I can't see another commercial and see her disguising these policies behind the words Tennessee Christian values. Those aren't Tennessee Christian values. I live in Tennessee. I am Christian. That's not what we stand for. I need to do this. I need you to forgive me for doing it, because I'm doing it.
So, I commend her on stepping up, but I'm also very weary because I don't trust the palm colors. So I'm just I don't know. Some people are saying that she's doing it for political, or for political stunts. Some people are saying that she is finally stepping out. She's maturing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what has compelled Taylor to go to this space, because she was at one point the biggest country singer at one point. Now she's like the biggest pop country, I think she is, or whatever, or pop singer almost in the world, if I'm not mistaken. But she's up there. Okay, she is very wealthy, very, very wealthy. And so she didn't even have to step into this. So a lot of times people will say, well, what are you doing with your platform? Are you, and I know that she, if I'm not mistaken, she's had incidents with or situations with stalking before. So I know that was a sensitive subject. And so for her to see a lot of the right-wing pundits and a lot of the right-wing people and politicians voting against things, or voting against things that are not beneficial to her and her safety and the safety of women, period, I'm sure that struck a chord with her. So we'll see where this goes, how far she takes it. I know that her family is very concerned, but as far as her safety, but I'm very, very confident in knowing that if she's richer even than, I believe, Beyonce, if I'm not mistaken, just solely, just individually. But regardless, she's up there to where she can pay for protection that is up there, where it's good protection. But that should also let you know that the right's crazy. The MAGA girls are crazy. But we're gonna keep you in prayer, girl. We're gonna keep you in prayer. Hey, Michelle, how you doing, Queen? Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. So we're gonna keep you in prayer, girl. We're gonna see how it goes. All right. So this government shutdown situation is her dad is a Trump lover and a Republican. I heard. So we'll see how it goes. But it feels to me that her dad loves her more than Trump. So that's a good thing. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. And so yeah, we'll see how it goes. But going into this next subject, if I had missed this live, I would have been you're so sweet. We always got replays. You don't have to worry about that, guys. You know, I'm not a big, it's not a big deal to me on live, numbers. I always look at the overall. So that's what advertisers like. So I don't care. It's not a big deal. We're gonna be here. So it's not a big deal. Thank you for coming in. I think, hold on, what did Dr. Ho say? I think a lot of the palm color ones are slowly opening their eyes. Very slowly. Some of them, yes, I agree. I don't know if it's slow. I don't think it's more of them opening their eyes. This is what I think. This is my belief. I think for some, they're opening their eyes. Those that were avid MAGA supporters, absolutely. But then I also believe that those who already seen the light were just too afraid of and felt too afraid to say anything and felt more comfortable within their privilege to say anything. They wanted to be in their comfort zone and not, because ultimately when you are fighting against something that is wrong and you're standing up for something that you believe in, oftentimes you get it can be a lonely battle. And so when people who have a space of or sit in a place of privilege, they don't see or they don't want to go outside of that comfort space. They don't want to go outside of that that space of protection from their privilege. So I absolutely believe that a lot of them we're seeing more and more people come into the light about Trump because it's like every day, every week there's something new, girl. If it ain't Letitia, it's good old Fanny coming out with something on his behind. So it is what it is. And plus, you have Beehive members, and then you have the Barbs. You have the Barbs, and then you have the Navy. You have different, followers, whatever. You have people on the left that's a little crazy, but then you have MAGA. Them girls are something else. I agree with your thinking on this matter, Kwame. I appreciate it. Palm colored, translucent, snow crickets. Anywho, let's get back to this government shutdown. Now, let's talk about this because we have not had a conversation, or they have not really had it doesn't look like there's a deal in sight. Let's take a look at what's going on.
Tonight, it's T-minus 3 days and counting until disaster for the federal government. Unless members of Congress can come together, there will be a shutdown on Sunday. Late this afternoon, President Biden said a lot of vital work could be impacted. CBS's Scott McFarland is on the Hill and reports that instead of finding compromise, both sides are digging deeper. So, Scott, what are you hearing?
I'm talking to members of Congress all day, Nora, and they can reach consensus on just one thing. They're running short on time and running short on hope. The outlook is so perilous, the head of a major federal employees union told CBS News he's urged members to save whatever they can in money because paychecks could stop Sunday morning. An IRS worker in Chicago told us her colleagues are asking about food pantries and unemployment insurance. If the government shuts down Sunday, some workers at the federal level stay on the job, but without paychecks. TSA officers, customs officers, but if they choose to call in sick without their paychecks, there can be big backlogs at the checkpoints. This would cause delays for those who need passports and visas, small business loans. Social Security checks and Medicare payments continue, but for those who need federal help to afford baby formula and food, that help could get interrupted too, unless there's a compromise here. But Nora, as the night began, there's not even a hint of it.
Wow, an impending nightmare. Scott McFarland, thank you.
Child, so you telling me that I have to still go to work as a government employee? Not me, but if I was a government employee, you mean I have to still go to work and work hard and not get paid? I know you freaking lying, girl. I know the devil is a lie. That's called slavery. You better give me my money. I am the hope of the slave, and I don't work for free. Somebody better give me my money, or a phenomenal woman is going to get beat phenomenally. Shout out to Medea. What the hell wrong with you? Y'all better figure this out. And you know what? We can sit here and go back and forth on what everybody knows. This is the Republicans. Everybody knows this. So all you servicemen in the military that were sitting there, and service people, both men and women, and non-binary siblings, all y'all that were all like rah 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 MAGA, rah 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 Republicans, these are your people stopping this government or starting this government shutdown. These are your people. Everybody that was like, oh, you know, the Democrats are doing this and the Democrats, this is your girls. Because you had a deal on the table before when Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, and Kevin Spineless McCarthy had a conversation, and they all came to the table and they talked about it. And they said, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to move forward in this to avoid the shutdown. And now you want to renege? Now you want to go back on your word? But are we surprised? This is who y'all voted for. And you wonder why Target's getting smashed up, Macy's is getting smashed up, Walmart's getting smashed up. Now, if people start smashing up y'all and coming up to y'all house and y'all Neiman Marcus and y'all Gucci and y'all shopping areas, then you're going to be like, we need to fix this. Girl. This is y'all's fault. This is what y'all are doing because y'all can't come in and do a job because you want to be egotistical. You want to be in your mindset of this is my way or the highway. That's not how Congress is supposed to work. Whether we agree with the right or we agree with the left, that is not how it's supposed to work. That is the whole purpose of having multiple political parties, the Democrats, the Republicans, independents in the House, in Congress, in the Senate. That's why we have all this, so the multiple people have conversations from different perspectives. And even different factions within the Democrats, different factions within the Republican Party are supposed to come together, show their views, their point of views, and have a conversation to progress and move forward on legislation. Y'all have done nothing, barely done anything. And it's been happening like this for the past almost 8 years since Obama has left. Obama barely got his legislations and his agendas moving forward. Barely. Within the Congress. Because Republicans wanted to do things the hard way. Because Republicans want to sit there and play these games. Now we have a far-right, extremist, QAnon conspiracy, crazy crack MAGA head people within the Republican Party that has been infiltrated, and they have taken it over. This is a mess, y'all. This is not just going to affect, this is going to affect a lot. This is not a good thing. We are in a critical time right now where the economy is very fragile. Okay, and it was already looking like we were going into it's really sad, Michaela, to be quite honest with you. But more so over, what's frustrating about it is that we're in a very fragile time with our economy. People are downgrading in their tax bracket. People are losing their businesses. People have lost their business. We're just trying to recover. We're still trying to recover from the pandemic. And we don't know what the hell Miss Kovisha's doing, because she over there, she could be waiting on lock, just on the side in the corner, waiting to just go, we're going to transform, girl, and we're going to mutate and take everybody out. We don't know what's going on with her. I'm still watching you, girl. I see you peeking in the corner of your eye, the corner of my eye. So we got to worry about her behind. And now we also got to worry about what's going on in our own government. Everybody worried about what's going on with all these other countries. And yes, I understand some people don't like the whole Ukrainian situation. But at the end of the day, that is a foreign policy conversation that y'all are not even ready to have. You're not. But we want to worry about what's going on with Trump. Y'all still want to vote this man in, and he's a whole damn criminal. A whole criminal. I don't understand, y'all. I don't understand. This is crazy. But hopefully y'all can figure it out, because I don't know what the hell's going on. But I want to thank you guys for jumping on in. We're going to do a commercial on the way out because I forgot to do it. I went on my soapbox, y'all. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you're feeling so blessed and inclined, go ahead and send me a Cash App at KwameC86, or you can send a PayPal at paypal.me/K Corbett with 2 T's, the number 1. Yeah. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, y'all. Don't forget to join the Hotspot, which is our Patreon. It's $5 a month. Patreon.com/Pyro Media. Kyrie and I are going to be debuting the new show called Pyro Cocktail Hour, which is an iteration of Pyro Power Hour this Friday or tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, only in Patreon. So get in there, get registered, get your stuff together. Only $5 a month. And shout out to everybody that is been sending me messages. I really appreciate you guys. I did get over 11K, hit the 11K mark on TikTok. I want to thank you guys. If you want to follow me, it's Kwame Speaks Official. I'm Kwame Speaks Official everywhere. So thank you so much for the 11K. And it looks like I'm soon going to be getting 12K, but we'll see, because we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes the next month or so. My goal is to try to get at least a 15K by the end of the year. That would be cool, but we'll see how it goes. Just TikTok is a little hard to get in there. But y'all have a wonderful day. Y'all be blessed. I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you guys are being grateful about all the stuff that you have, and just waking up today. So give yourself a hug. We're almost done with the week, so I'll see you guys on the next one. And we're gonna go out with a little commercial. Great day, y'all. Bye.
In a world filled with diversity, where radical faith and progressive believers come together, there's a place that's breaking all boundaries and embracing believers from all walks of life. Bullet and Flight Radio, where believers unite, boundaries break, and love triumphs.
What if we run out of time and second chances, empty-handed? I wanna know, would you love me better if I go? I'm not home. I wanna know, can we trust this that's about to let us know?